Welcome to the Jersey City Show. Pat O'Melia here, and you know who you are. You're a concerned Jersey City resident. That's why you watch this show. It's why we do this show. And we're doing it live. And today, we're doing it live on Comcast 190, Facebook, YouTube. It's the first time we're streaming live on YouTube, and livestream.com, our home for our streaming. And through livestream.com, you pick up the Roku system, you got Apple TV, you got Google Chromecast, all these streaming services that are part of the live stream service. You get Roku, that's a pretty good system. My daughter has it, my mother-in-law has it, get a lot of programming there. That's the future of television. It's going to be all streaming. But you got to make sure you have a good broadband. For that matter, we'll talk about broadband because we got the mayor's debate coming up. We got a lot coming up. We're going to talk about the mayor's debate, which is live Thursday night here on Channel 190, 6 o'clock. We're going to talk about some of the issues. You got a mono there. We're going to talk about crime. This I want to talk about right now. This is just one part of our Jersey City ballot. This is pretty extensive. This is the municipal part. It is actually since we moved to November, our elections, it is actually a three-part ballot, which is going to be friggin' confusing when you're in that voting booth. What are we, about 2 weeks away, I guess? You got the municipal portion, you're going to have the state and county portion, and you're going to have the questions. Now, my daughter, who's leaving the country, she's going to France, Portugal, I think Brazil, on a little journey around the country. Not too crazy about going to France. There's a lot of terrorism problems in France, but these are adults and they want to see the world, something I should have done when I was a kid. She's going to vote absentee, so they sent her the ballot. And she goes, Dad, did you see this thing? It is actually it'll be amazing on how they're going to put this in, the voting booth, three-part ballot. Well, maybe you got two booths, voting booths. It is going to be extremely confusing. But as usual, we'll figure it out. There will be problems. You know, this election is going to probably go into December with runoffs because that's a sure thing. But as we get ready, you know, we're going to discuss the campaigns and the issues. I'm going to do a lot of that today. Also, you know, last week we had a little fun with the Facebook comments. You know, you can tweet a question to us, and your question will appear on the screen. So if you have a question you would like answered, you have some ideas, you have some stories, or what have you, we can put it on the screen. So if you got something you need answered, tweet it, I'll answer it, we'll put it on the screen. Everybody can see that. Is one of the real reasons we went and started doing this show live, so we can handle things in real time. And as I said many times, if you have an issue with the county, the city, consumer issues, we're really good at taking care of these kind of things. Don't hesitate. Go to my main website, hmgtvshows.com. There you got the contact. You can send me a direct email. So if you got a problem, believe me, get me involved. I'm pretty good at this, especially with consumer issues. We're very good with consumer issues. For that matter, I was just fighting a utility, but this is an Ocean County utility, who didn't want to service the furnace until the middle of December. We got them doing it tomorrow. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show, and you're watching it live on Channel 190 on Comcast. You're watching it live on livestream.com, HMG TV shows, Facebook, YouTube, all the streaming services. And we're doing it live. Later in the show, we got a candidate from Ward F, Tyrone Bellon. He's running for council. Then we got Jimmy Haig from the Hudson Reporter Systems. He's talking about Hudson County sports, the football games this past weekend. My team, the New York Yankees, lost the Game 7 to Houston. So my baseball season is over. The season is over for the networks. Believe me, the networks were praying. Los Angeles Dodgers, New York Yankees. They got the Dodgers and the Houston Astros. But it's good for Houston. They had the big hurricane, so this will help them. Make them forget some of the problems they're having. And I said, we got Tyrone and we got Jimmy. That's Jimmy Hague. Now, remember, again, with Twitter, we can answer your questions via Twitter or the Facebook. We're monitoring both. The mayoral debate, mano on mano, Mayor Fulop versus Bill Massacutis, it was scheduled for the landmark Lowe's Theater. The problem is the landmark Lowe's Theater is not going to have their broadband service upgraded until the day before the debate. And we shoot everything through the broadband. Even our live connection to Comcast runs through the broadband. And it has to be a hard connection. Hard wire, no Wi-Fi. Now, I've had my issues with Verizon many times over phone service, especially installations. You know, we have a studio in Seaside Heights. They bungled the installation so many times down there, they credited me $800–900. So there was no way we could roll the dice that the broadband service would be installed on time and functioning properly. And actually, we couldn't even test enough to be sure. So we moved the debate to the studio here. Unfortunately, it's a closed set. But, you know, there have been so many mayoral debates, and I don't know how many people need to attend it. It's a closed set. Hour and a half of Fulop versus Massacutis. Terrence McDonald is the moderator from the Jersey Journal. I tell you, Terrence, they just did a live interview with JJ, Mayor Fulop. And by the time Thursday rolls around, Massacutis will have done the same thing. It's going to be like Old Home Week. And I think Terrence has done 2 mayoral debates. So it's very difficult for Terrence. He's got to try to keep this thing moving. And you can't, you know, use the same questions because these guys are well rehearsed now. You got to take these guys out of their comfort zone. The debate, again, 6 o'clock, channel 190 here, 6 to 7:30. They'll be in the studio. We reconfigured the set. I'm looking at it over there now. I think we should bring the podiums a little closer. I want them close enough they can punch each other. Basic issues. And, you know, when you talk about the mayor's job, it always comes down to the basics in Jersey City. You know, there's always some little new twist, new curve, but it always comes down to the basics. And that's what you and I notice the most. Basics, you know, it's parking. We have, in every debate that we did in the studio, parking was an issue. And I took exception to one of the candidates talking about parking in Manhattan, how we should look at Manhattan. Anybody who looks at Manhattan for solutions for parking is nuts. Anybody who looks at Hoboken for a solution or the template for how we should handle parking in Jersey City is friggin' certifiably nuts. Anytime, I serve on the Heights Parking Committee, anytime someone brings up, well, you know, in Hoboken they do. Hoboken is terrible with parking. They are atrocious. They'll boot you. Boot Hill there. They ticket and boot there. There is an active war on cars there. Anybody who says anything about parking as an example for good management and brings up Hoboken should step the F out of the race because you're a friggin' idiot. Hoboken is horrible with parking. Getting back to Jersey City, the reval is a huge question. And taxes. Well, the reval, very important right now because those numbers are going to come out in the next couple of weeks. You got to protect homeowners here. How do we protect seniors and the disabled? Yeah, you want to protect everyone, but when you got somebody who's 30, 40 years old, they still got some time to earn some money. When I'm talking about a 70-year-old person, I don't know how much more earning potential they have, and especially with disabled, you know, or parents with disabled kids. We got to protect them. How do we do that? Well, as I said in a couple of debates, if my budget can sustain $25 million increases every year, there somehow I can protect these people. Mayor Fulop has got to figure a way to do that, or Mayor Massacutis. One of them got to figure a way to protect. And don't give me the senior rebate. That's not helping anyone. You know, you're looking at increases up in the Heights, in downtown on the west side. These things could be, for the old-time homeowners. And that's where I bring up the seniors. You know, these homes haven't been assessed in like 30 years. So when that person bought their home when they were 35, 38 years old, and 30 years later, guess what? Yeah, they're seniors. They're going to need help. They don't want to be forced out of their homes. Taxes, of course, that goes hand in hand with the rebound. Crime. Crime, it's an issue. We just had Jim Shea on, the Director of Public Safety. I know Jim Shea and Fulop must bang their heads against the wall every time there's a murder. But, we're going to talk about crime, trying to get a handle on it. A lot of the crime is really concentrated in one section of the city. We should be able to deal with that. And that's one of the questions that's got to be asked during this debate. Now, there's crime in all over the city, but there's really a heavy concentration in Ward F. That has to be one of the questions. Jobs in Jersey City. We need to encourage job development. You want to cut crime, you got to have jobs. We don't have any. You want to talk about why we don't have bus service? You know why? Because there's no place to take a bus to anymore. We don't have jobs in Jersey City. Why do we need cars? Because none of us work in Jersey City. There's no jobs here. Any of our commercial and industrial sites, we put condominiums and apartment complexes on. We don't have jobs. That's why Dogpatch, Jersey City, my own neighborhood, it has to be declared an industrial zone where we can create jobs, blue-collar jobs. You know, the Amazon, we're in the running on that. Quality of life issues, yes, they are very important. I want to see more than NIDS. I want to see the city forcing people to take care of their properties. You know, if you're taking care of your property and the guy next door, and it's always the non-owner occupied property that's an issue, you want something done there. Containing the budget. We can't allow the budget to grow $25 million every year because eventually it's coming to you. You know, Mayor Fulop can juggle the balls all he wants in trying to balance this budget without a tax increase, but eventually there's a big door-like hammer. I should have my door hammer with me. That's going to hit you over the head. Clean streets and potholes. We need a garbage pickup that doesn't leave all the garbage in the friggin' street. This is like the worst garbage people we've ever had. I can tell you when it's garbage night, just riding down the streets of Jersey City, because there's garbage all over. Cans are all over the place. They don't put the cans back. You know, bike lanes. Do we really need protected bike lanes or bike lanes, period? Because I'm not sure we have that much utilization of bikes. I don't see thousands of bikes a day like I see thousands of cars. These are the things that have to be addressed in this debate. And hopefully I'll huddle with Terrence and we'll get some of these questions out there. I'd like to see some of you give me some questions via Twitter and Facebook. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show? I'll be right back. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Working the timer. We're back from commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. Pat O'Melia here, and my guest is a candidate for Ward F, Pastor Tyrone Bellon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Pat.
All right. Well, why do you want to be Ward F's council person?
Well, first of all, it's numerous reasons. That's a huge question, and it has many answers on my part. What I would say is this. Ward F has been starving and struggling for quite some time, as the city do know. It's what I consider the forgotten ward. And I'm born and raised in Ward F. I'm 55 years old. I'm from the grassroots families of the past. And I've seen the progress that was there when I was a child, you know, from the parents of that era. And it's just no longer there anymore. So I really feel like people of my era have a responsibility to maintain that momentum and get it back that we once had. When I came up as a child, we had recreation summer programs. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Cedar. The Cedar program, everybody had a job at Cedar, swimming pools, everything, you know, but that was as a result of the parents. You know, the parents made sure that we got what we needed in the community.
What happened there? Why are the parents gone? Because that is one of the comments that they talk about Ward F. There aren't family units anymore.
There aren't grassroots families there anymore from my era. And one of the problems that I would like to say is that I really believe that those parents, I just put something on social media from a friend of mine whose mother just passed away. And I gather she have to be like in her 70s, something like that. My mother was 80 when she passed in 2012. However, what the works that they done, you know, it was not carried on by people. I have to for people of my generation. You know, as 55, we didn't take on that baton. And
well, the question is, why didn't they?
Well, it's several reasons. It's several reasons. Back then, you know, our parents was more politically involved. They held our representative more accountable. You know, they was more organized. There was more structure there, you know, but it's not there any longer. So my platform is, you know, I have a lot of people asking, well, Tyrone, what are you going to bring to us? And, you know, I'm like, no, it's not what I'm going to bring, because this problem that we're having in Ward F is bigger than one person. So what I have intentions on doing is bringing back unity. We have to get some grassroots movements, and we have to, you know, get these things back together to, you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know, we just got to go back to that which was successful for our foreparents.
So you're saying the answers to the future is in our past?
Yes.
The biggest problem in Ward F, and correct me if I'm wrong, is crime.
Yes.
There's running gun battles on MLK. There's
Yes,
shootings every night.
Yes,
Maybe
they
not
are.
be killings,
Yeah,
but somebody's being shot at.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the aim isn't good, or we'd have fatalities every night.
Yes.
How do you address that? Because that is a pressing concern in Ward F.
You know something, Pat? I have a men's support group called Ministry for Men, and all these shootings, majority of it is done by, let's say, from the age of 15, 25, or 30.
The kids.
Okay, yes, they are. Yes, they are. But, you know, in all fairness, I don't condone it. Quite naturally, I don't condone it. But one of the problems is that our kids are not the problem. They're the results of the problem. Just when we first started, you know, my generation did not follow the traditions of our ancestors. You know, we got away from it, you know, and the kids are not the problem. The kids are the results of the problem. You know, they're not being parented properly, you know, and as a result of my generation not stepping up to the plate, what happened is our kids is on, you know, it's to their own demise. They're out there, you know, raising themselves.
Well, you got 16-year-old kids out on the streets at 2:30 in the morning. So how do you stop that? What do you do with the parents that allow this kid to be out on the street at 2:30 in the morning?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, that's why I mentioned even something as simple as my men's program. My name of my men's program is called Ministry for Men. Men happen to be an acronym. It's called Mind Edifying Nourishment. But at the same time, because these kids don't have these various different things and resources, I should say, as a result of them not having it, they're out there to their own demise. And the thing is, you mentioned 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I see kids out on the street corners, you know, hanging out during school hours. That was unheard of in my hour. I mean, they had truant officers. So it's not only a family, a breakdown of the family, it's a breakdown of society in general.
Well, in the old days, if you were hanging out, if you were playing hooky, Mom was going to get you.
Absolutely.
Eventually, the school told Mom.
Absolutely.
And then Dad came.
Absolutely. But see, that's not happening today. So the kids is the result of the problem. You know, the constituents in themselves plays a part. But at the same time, once again, the key issue to poverty, the key issue to crime is poverty. You know, it's easy for someone to say, they need to stop it. They need to get a job. They need to do this. They need to do that. But the truth of the matter, Pat, as both you and I know, if someone don't have the proper resources to get a piece of the American dream or get a pair of sneakers and this and that, or don't even know where their next meal coming from, they're going to pull tricks to try to survive.
No, they're going to turn to crime.
Yeah, desperate people do desperate things.
If you're 16 years old You're not going to school. You're at 2:30 in the morning. You're never going to have the skill sets to get a job. But on the flip side, we don't have any jobs in Jersey City.
Exactly.
See, back in my time, I'm a little older than you, 60. I could walk out the door and get a job.
Absolutely.
I can't do that anymore.
Absolutely.
They're not here. So
Absolutely.
And the real question is, you got a family unit problem. You have a crime problem, and you have an employment problem. Those are the three factors. I don't know what you can do about the family unit and keeping mom and dad together to raise the kids.
Well, the thing is, Pat, I really believe that's one of my specialties because I am a pastor, you know, and a pastor plays a part in the restoration of society, you know, and that's something that I do through my men's program, ministering to brothers and trying to get them to receive mind edifying nourishment, to first take on responsibility. Don't point the finger at the children, as I mentioned. I gave a scenario, Pat, one time in my men's program. I said, why is it that our kids, our communities is so hurtful today? And the first thing one of the gentlemen said is because of the kids. And I got on him. I stopped him. I said, listen, you know, don't blame the kids because you know, you and I, this gentleman was around my age. I said, you know, both you and I was held accountable for our actions. We could not just go out there and do whatever we want. Absolutely. Not only mom and dad. There's an African proverb said it takes a village to raise a child. And it wasn't only mom and dad I had to look out for. I had to look out for my neighbors. I had to look out for everyone. I wasn't out there on the corner shooting dice. Why? Because not only mom and dad, I had uncles. I had neighbors. And
the neighborhood, yep. I'm telling you, we had the same thing.
It's a community.
I grew up in Dog Patch, Jersey City. The neighbors watched.
Yes.
The cop knew you because every cop
Thank
was
you.
the same cop.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
Frank
you.
Abilene. Frank Abilene used to use instant justice.
Yes,
and
yes,
that was
yes.
accepted. All right, we're out of time on this segment. Try to come back as much as you can right up to Election Day.
I will.
And we can bring you in through the computer, too. It's the easiest way to do it.
Yes,
We're out
yes.
of time. Here, what's your position? What's your ballot position?
3C.
3C. November the 7th, he'd like your vote. You're watching the Jersey City Show. Tyrone is going back to campaign, and I'll be right back.
This is a special political announcement. This November 7th is Election Day, and this election perhaps will be the last election to save Ward F from the gentrification of its grassroots families. Who is Pastor Tyrone Ballin? We're glad you asked. He is the only true independent Ward F candidate who is unbought and unbossed by politicians and their cronies, none of which has any ties to him nor any influence over his livelihood. Ward F has been bleeding for too long, and it can no longer afford to be controlled by any more politicians and their comrades. For a politician is one who is primarily interested in political office for selfish or other narrow, usually short-sighted reasons. Pastor Tyrone Ballin is not a politician, and his labor in the community for numerous years has proven just that. People of Ward F, Pastor Tyrone Ballin is the one you need to stop the bleeding of the underclass in Ward F. So come out and support one of our very own who reflects the grassroots traits and embodies the vision of the former parents of Ward F. And that person is none other than Pastor Tyrone Ballin for Ward F City Councilman. This November 7th, remember to vote column 3C.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
Introducing the MyJCMC app, powered by Practice Unite. The free MyJCMC app puts the power of healthcare at your fingertips. Go to the concierge for access to referrals, scheduling, and appointments, see emergency room wait times, and get directions to Jersey City Medical Center health locations. Read the latest JCMC news through their social media feed, find a doctor, and more. The MyJCMC app. We belong to you.
City Show. Tyrone there would like your vote. We didn't get to do the Ward F because we can only accommodate 4 candidates. and a moderator in our studio. We have 4 podiums. We have 5 inputs to our video switcher, so we can only handle 4 cameras, or 5 cameras actually. And there were 6 candidates, so we did the best we could. So none of them wanted to, well, actually, they were misguided, but it was either all for one, one for all. Well, I want to see how that works out on November 8th for at least 4 of them. And I'm pretty sure Tyrone will probably be in the running. As I was talking about the basics, all you can expect from your mayor is really to concentrate on the basics and start bringing in some other things, you know, the jewelry for the city. But the city, you have to control the budget. You have to control taxes. You have to control crime. You have to create jobs. You take care of potholes. Those are the basics. That has to be. You want to bring in, you know, development, fine, but not overdevelopment. We're reaching saturation now. You know, that's where we are. And that's one of the questions that's got to be presented here. Especially you take development along the path. The path is at max. The Port Authority's already told the city of Jersey City, we're at max. You know, the path used to be called the tubes when I was a kid because they go through a tube through the Hudson River. The tubes aren't getting any wider. The platforms aren't getting any longer. And if you look at trash come into the platforms, they, you know, they cut in and then they cut back out. Platforms are where they are, so the trains can only get so big. They're at max. So the more we develop on Journal Square, and they're talking about, you know, at least another 5, 6 towers there, and the selling point is, well, you don't need a car, you take the path. Well, the path, you're going to have to ride on top of the friggin' train because there's not going to be any room. But these are the basics that have to be considered. Campaign. The campaign, maybe it's me, because I'm concentrating here on the council and the mayors, so we're a little more involved. But to the average person, I'm not sure they see a campaign out here outside of Murphy. And now you see some Kim sign. But as far as like Fulop, you know, signage, I don't see it. Now, I understand there's some commercials out there, and there's some Facebook commercials. I don't see it. And I'll tell you, Fulop signage doesn't jump out. If you see it, it doesn't jump out. I'll give Borgiano, Michael Youn credit. Theirs does jump out. You see the blue, you see their headshot. That, when you ride along, you do spot that. You see a lot of Michael Youn signage. Now again, if signs were vote, Louis Manzo would be a 3-time mayor here in Jersey City. But it shows activity. I think there's too much emphasis on the governor's race. You don't see anything for the freeholders or state senate or the assembly. You know, they're in a campaign. Everything's just getting all mixed into the same bowl. Now, campaign spending. Now, Fulop, when all said and done with Mayor Fulop, he'll probably have spent about $3 million. I think he's already spent, you know, somewhere close to $600,000. I think it was almost $600,000 the last ELEC report. Mayor Fulop spent $33,415 on signs, Fulop signs, and, you know, posters, which we don't see many of. But he spent it on a West New York printing company. Now, I got to ask you, Mayor Fulop, are there no printing companies in Jersey City? One of the reasons I argued to keep the election in May is because it is an economic engine for Jersey City. You're going to rent retail space, you know, storefronts. You're going to have printing jobs. You're going to do the television ads, that sort of thing. And it's a heavy concentration of it when you're just concentrating on the municipal election. But now we're concentrating on everything. But the idea is for Jersey City to prosper from this. Besides just having signage that we got to have our DPW people take down. And Murphy, nothing against Murphy, but they put like a gazillion signs on Central Avenue. I had to call City Hall and say, listen, I understand it's a campaign, but this is out of hand. And DPW came back with a cherry picker on that Monday and started taking the signs down. If you're going to spend money on a Jersey City municipal campaign, friggin' spend it in Jersey City. We have printers in Jersey City, quite a few of them for that matter. We couldn't find one. We'll spend $33,000 in West New York. 33 grand, that creates a job. We didn't create it that way. Mayor Fulop, now I'm just going from Terrence's write-up, spent $135,000 plus for a commercial that was done by Putnam Partners out of D.C. Now, I'm sure there are some Jersey City-related studios that could have produced a commercial. I'm one of those studios. But there are others besides me, or at least with some Jersey City roots, that the money would have stayed in Jersey City. If you spend the money, you spend it in Jersey City, we spend it in Jersey City. Yeah, about $3 million is going to be spent. I'm not sure how much is going to be spent in Jersey City. And now listen, I understand the putting the partners. They're probably great campaign and corporate structure people who know how to promote. But, you know, there are people in Jersey City. Now, some of the money that Fulop has spent, which I thought this was kind of humorous, again, credit Terrence McDonald in the Jersey Journal, Mayor Fulop has spent approximately $21,000 on actual city employees. City employees were already getting a check from the city, and they're employed with the city, and they're working for the Fulop campaign, and Mayor Fulop is reimbursing them for their off time, I suppose, to the tune of $21,000. Not a bad gig. You're already getting paid from the city, and Fulop's going to cut you a couple other checks. But at least that money is being spent in Jersey City. I'm assuming these people are Jersey City residents, because that was one of the things Mayor Fulop campaigned on. Yeah, his employees, City Hall employees, should live in Jersey City, at least the directors. I don't know how much of that is actually spent here. But we're into the campaign now. We're concentrating on a municipal election here in the studio. We're going to bring you the debate on Thursday, 6 o'clock, Channel 190, and Facebook, and YouTube, and Twitter, and all our streaming services. It's imperative that we inform you and entertain you with these debates, but you got to know where these candidates stand, because this is going to be your government for the next 4 years. You get the government you vote for. You got to make sure you got people who have the city of Jersey City best interests. And those interests got to kind of correlate with your interests. What concerns you in your town, your neighborhood, your block. And believe me, home rule is important here. What happens in Jersey City, big city, what happens on your block concerns you greatly. So you got to make sure when it comes to the council people, what's going on in your section, whether it's A, B, C, D, or E, or F, what they're doing in that section, that council person, what they'll do in 4 years that will affect your neighborhood, your block. Now, I'm putting together a block association. We're going to start meeting, I think, every third Tuesday on Congress Street, and everybody is welcome in Jersey City. Whatever I can do to help between the TV and the association, I'll do. I don't want to bring it out until after the campaign, but you need to get involved in your neighborhood. That's how you keep a good quality of life. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Jersey City Show. I'll be right back. It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
Meineke Car Care, conveniently located at 700 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City, half a mile north of County Road. Meineke bumper-to-bumper car care. Brakes, exhaust, oil change, wheel alignments, batteries, CV joints, and so much more. First-rate service at a price you can afford. All major cards accepted. Apply for a Meineke card. Meineke, Jersey City. Stop by and let Sammy check your brakes for free.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show, and you're watching it live on Comcast 190, live on livestream.com, hmgtvshows.com. Where else? YouTube, Facebook, Apple TV, Google Chromecast. We're everywhere. Roku. There are some things going on in Jersey City, some cultural things. One of it, a friend of mine, has a art exhibit opening up tonight, right? That's tonight in Jersey City. Panapinto Galleries, Stefania Panapinto, has partnered with Spear Street Capital to showcase more than 70 extraordinary works of art in a group exhibit that explores the theme of the artist's perceptions of contemporary life. Now, if you know Stefania Panapinto, she is an artist. She is a connoisseur of art. She is a curator of art. The kid's got good taste. Well, I shouldn't say kid anymore. She's at least probably reached 30 now. She's very big into the art. I wanted Stefania. I've known her for a long time. I'm still calling her Steph and Steffi. to do a show on arts. I mean, someday we'll get Stefania to do that. Sorry, Stefania. Known you a long time. I usually call her Steph. Do that. But she is bringing art, and she brings it in a big way to Jersey City. Now, the exhibit's down here on 70 Hudson Street, right on the waterfront. So not only you get to see the works of these various artists, and I'm going to tell you that we're showing you some of the B-roll stuff now. There's some good work here. Like I said, Stefania, she knows good art. And you need someone like her to push art in Jersey City. I know we keep talking about artists, but you don't get a lot of play on television like we'll do here with Stefania, what she's doing here. And I don't mind pushing it as much as I can. Like I said, I'd like to see Stefania do an art show, or at least do some, half-hour specials every month or every couple of months or so. Now, this is going on. Starts tonight. There's a reception from 6 to 9 o'clock. You can walk around, take a look at the art. Go to Panapinto Galleries, panapintogalleries.com, and you can get more information on this. There's a lot of good art down there. It's in a good part of Jersey City. There is parking down there, right, guys? You guys are in the parking lots? It's Jersey City. There are parking lots down there. The exhibit is called Through the Eyes on an Artist, highlighting the work of 56 artists, bringing you 70 various pieces of art. And the artists are all local, pretty much. Jersey City, Hoboken, well, you got Manhattan. What did they say with a sixth borough? Jersey City, Hoboken, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and the Bronx. Again, for more information, go to panapintogalleries.com, and that's tonight. I'd make a night of it. If you're into the arts, this is where you should be tonight. Then go down Jersey City, the waterfront, have dinner, spend a little money. Check out some of the new restaurants and bars that are on, going on down there. Try to spend some money in Jersey City. Exchange Place Alliance Farmers Market. This is over by I think this is by the Path. Now, this is October the 24th and October the 23rd, which is today, right? The 24th? Yeah. Today, 24th, from 3 to 8 o'clock. It's all fresh stuff. All fresh stuff. This is at 185 Hudson Street, not too far from where Stefania is having her art exhibit at 70 Hudson Street. You go down there, you buy fresh. It's all local farmers. And I'm big on the farmers market. I like the one they had on Journal Square. I'm not even sure they still have it. I know Colin Egan was running it for the longest time. Hamilton Park, you have the farmers market. That's tomorrow at from 3 to 7:30. Again, all fresh stuff. The Hamilton Park is right off Montgomery Street, not far from City Hall. Now, you got these farmers markets all around Jersey City. And again, you people who are running farmers markets, don't depend on Mayor Fulop to tell me about these things. Go to my website, hmgtvshows.com. Send me this so we can talk about it. The Groove on Grove is back. Now, that's a bunch of local musicians getting together. And the Groove on Grove is down by the Path. And that is tomorrow night from 4 to 8 o'clock. And it's a showcase for local musicians and performers. Again, you want more information, grooveongrove.com. And you can see some of the local talent we got here in Jersey City. Can I see some Halloweeny, please? Halloweeny, there we go. This is from the city of Jersey City. Way to go. There it is. It's back. It's a Halloween extravaganza on the 31st from 4 to 7 o'clock. And you see the poster there. It's a good, safe way to the kids to enjoy Halloween. For many, many years, I ran the Halloween show at the landmark Lowe's Theater, and it became a real problem, mainly because of the parents. So I guess doing it in the park there, you can get in and out. Problem I had with the parents at the Halloween show is I had a live stage show, and it was like an hour, 15 minutes. And it wasn't so much the kids didn't have the ability to pay attention. It was the parents. The parents are like, my God, it's going to be an hour? We can't be here for an hour for a stage show. What the hell are you entertaining here? We'd have magicians, jugglers, clowns. We'd have all sorts of stuff. We'd have the bicycle giveaways. We had the raffle with TVs. But it was constantly a problem with the parents. I'm looking at you, parents. And they would complain. They would go through. Every kid got a trick-or-treat bag. And I tell you what, we went and we bought that. Went down to Jethro's, and we would get everything: potato chips, cookies, little juice. Was there anything healthy in them? F no. It is Halloween trick-or-treat bags. There was candy in there. We try to stay away from peanuts, but, I'm not, a chemist. I don't know what candy or chips are made in a plant that may have a peanut line somewhere. And the parents would go through the trick-or-treat packs, and they'd just throw things, potato chips, my kids can't eat potato chips. Chocolate, my kids can't eat chocolate. And we would stay away from small stuff, so there would be no choking. After the last year I did that, between the parents complaining about the stage show going like an hour, and then watching them raffle through the trick-or-treat bag, I turned around and said, that's it. Listen, it took a long time to put that show together. Enjoy. Yeah, and it's great that the community does that, because the kids can enjoy a nice, safe place. Now, to jump a couple of holidays, Christmas. Now, my Christmas decorator, the annual Jersey City Best Christmas Decorated Home Contest, which is part of the Jersey City Christmas Special, is planned for December. Now, the home decorators, do not sit on your laurels. If you won last year, and if you came close last year, step up the game. Home Depot's got a lot of great decorations now. You got a lot of LED. You got the Bethlehem Christmas. I'm telling you now, go to Amazon, look at Christmas decorations, step it up. Because remember, you get $1,000, 3 grand prize winners, $1,000 each, plus the plaque. And your house is on television. Don't sit there and say, well, I lost last year, so let me decorate my house the same way. You'll lose again, and then you're upset at me. I'm talking to Beach Street people. Don't get upset with me if you crank out the same decorations every year. Now, some of the Beach Street people had won in the past, but they get upset if they don't win. Change it up. Go out, get some new decorations. Put a curve on it. Stop crying about Seborowski's home on Columbia. But start planning, because we're planning. All right, we're going to break for commercial. Then we got Jim Haig coming from the Hudson Reporter. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show, and you are watching it live as it happens on Comcast and live stream and everybody, all our other streaming partners. Now we want to bring in our Hudson County High School sports reporter from the Hudson Reporter System, Jim Haig. Jimmy.
How are you,
There
Pat?
he is.
How are you doing today?
Well, I'm kind of bummed out. The Giants stink. We lost Game 7 of the Yankees. Cheer me up with some high school sports. Tell me what happened in Hudson County this weekend.
All right, well, St. Peter's Prep had a huge victory Friday night. Take that back. Saturday afternoon against St. Joseph's. This is coming on the heels of losing to Bergen Catholic the Saturday before, 41-14. And I don't think anybody in their right mind thought that they were going to be able to bounce back and beat St. Joseph Montvale, who had already beaten Bergen Catholic. And lo and behold, the Marauders were losing 17-7 and came back and won the game 21-17. Thanks to, again, clutch play by Masai Maynor, their quarterback, who is getting better as the weeks go on. And now the Marauders are 5-2. And I would have never thought that was possible, especially after watching them get destroyed by Bergen Catholic the week prior. So they showed a lot of intensity and a lot of guts and a lot of intestinal fortitude to be able to bounce back and to be able to beat St. Joe's of Montvale on Saturday afternoon at Cave Point Cochran Stadium.
What other games caught your attention?
All right. Well, from a Hudson County standpoint, Union City had a big win against Bayonne on Friday night. They were trailing 28-21 with about 4 minutes left to go in the game. Isaiah Reyes, the running back, then broke one for a touchdown that tied the game at 28 with about 2 minutes left. Bayonne got the ball back, and for all intents and purposes, it looked like it was headed to overtime. And then Bayonne fumbled the ball, and Isaiah Reyes picked up the loose ball and raced 35 yards in for the touchdown that gave Union City a huge 35-28 victory, and that win propelled Union City into the state playoffs. And talking about the state playoffs, two local teams took huge hits over the weekend, and I think both are now out, but they were borderline state playoff teams, and now, unfortunately, I think both are out. One of them is Snyder, who lost to Paramus Friday night at Cave Point, a game that they could have won, but they turned the ball over 7 times and lost 21-14. And you just can't, in high school sports or any football team, you can't turn the ball over 7 times and think you're going to win. And then the other one was Dickinson, who, yes, was flirting with the idea of being a state playoff team just 5 years after eliminating the program. And they unfortunately lost to Fairlawn 42-21, and I think that killed Dickinson's state playoff hopes as well. So 2 crushing losses for Jersey City Public School teams that had state playoff hopes, and I think now both are out. And this is the final week of qualifying before the state playoffs begin the second week of November.
Now, getting back to Snyder, what were the turnovers? Fumbles, interceptions? That is an extremely high number of turnovers.
Yeah, 3 fumbles, 4 interceptions. It was not good. Shame on them because they had a chance to win this game, no question. I thought they were the better team, but they turned the ball over 7 times and just not going to win. And sure enough, the last turnover, with about 4 minutes left, led to Paramus's go-ahead touchdown, and that's how the Tigers lost the game. It was terrible.
Well, I guess you got to give some credit to Paramus. Their defense obviously hit hard, and they played the field well. They picked the kid off. What was it, 4 times you said?
Yeah, I think it was more of Snyder mistakes than it was Paramus's defensive prowess, because a lot of the fumbles were missed handoffs, and the interceptions were tipped passes. I mean, it was just a conglomeration of errors by the Tigers, and it's a shame because they've come a long way since Ray Marshall took over as the head coach 3 years ago. And last year they made the state playoffs for the first time in 30 years, and they were this close to getting back-to-back state playoff berths, and now have to have this game end those hopes is terrible.
Now, since we're doing the Jersey City edition right now, let's go back to Dickinson. It's 5 years now they've been back with a football program after dropping it altogether?
Altogether. They dropped it. They were not competitive, and they had lack of numbers, I'm going to say about 7 years ago. Then a former alum, Carlos Rodriguez, wanted to bring back football, so he pushed the Board of Ed to make sure, saying that he would come back and coach the team if they had to. And then he did it for 1 year. They brought the program back, and then they had a coach for a couple of years who the team was, fairly competitive, but not great. I think they won 3 games, was the most. And then this year they won 4 under a new coach, David Cruz. And unfortunately, they lost that crushing game with Fairlawn on Saturday, and that pretty much ended their playoff berth.
Now, is there a commitment to football from Dickinson now?
I think there is. I think the athletic director, Rich Nesbitt, wants to see Dickinson have a competitive football program again. I think they're doing the right thing. They did the right thing in hiring a young, energetic coach in David Cruz who wants to make this team win. Cruz is a product of those great Hoboken programs that were coached by Ed Stinson back in the 80s and 90s, and he's instituted the Delaware Wing T. So that's probably the best way to get competitive as fast as possible is to have an easy offense like the Delaware Wing T, where it's all repetition and doing the things over and over again. So they're making strides in the right way. I just thought that this last week was just a win that they had to have, and unfortunately they didn't get it.
Well, it's something they can build on. All right, what are we looking? We got a minute left. What are we looking forward to this weekend?
All right, well, this weekend we have the Hudson County Cross Country Championships at Bayonne Park. And from a boys' standpoint, it should be an absolute war in terms of their 5 different individuals that could win. You have Kevin Keegan from St. Peter's Prep. You got Fayed Nasser from McNair Academic. And you got Benedictus Bigo, probably the best story of the season, from Snyder, of all places, competing for the top prize amongst the boys. The girls is wide open, but I think a girl from Hudson Catholic has got the front end to win there. And as a team, I would think you could look to the young team at St. Dominic Academy coming through and winning the county championship once again.
Next week, you'll bring us what the results were?
Absolutely. I'll be as all over the place as best as possible.
Jim, I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Thank you. All right, we're going to break for commercial. That was Jim Haig from the Hudson Reporter System. He covers all the Hudson County high school sports. We're going to break for commercial. We'll be right back. Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue in Jersey City. Your local collision specialist. Body and fender repair. On-site oven-baked paintwork. Fiberglass repair experts. Custom and classic car restoration. All insurance is welcome. 24-hour towing available. Licensed by the state of New Jersey. Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue, 201-222-3050. Plaza Auto Body, your bumper-to-bumper buddy.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
We're back. You're watching the Jersey City Show. That's my man, Jim Haig. Reporter from the Hudson Reporter System. Covers all the high school Hudson County sports. And he's got a long history of doing it, too. He also does the announcing at a lot of the games. As I said earlier, we're live. Comcast 190 live stream. Download the app from Livestream. It's free. And you can watch the shows on your smartphone, your tablet, your smart TV, your computer. Wherever they're streaming, you'll be able to watch it. And there's a lot more on Livestream than just us. There's a lot of programming there. We archive all the shows at Pat Shows. Whoops, excuse me. It's a long time. I've been saying Pat Shows for like 12 years. At hmgtvshows.com. You can, if you missed something, you can go back and watch it. You know, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, a lot of places. Apple TV, you can go on and on. As I said earlier, about crime in Jersey City, trying to get a handle, which is one of the main, again, the basics of what the mayor's job is. And it really comes down to basics. It becomes very difficult. And when there's crime, the first thing, they blame the city. Oh, it's Jersey City, it's the people. You know, there's not enough cops. The cops don't do this. You know, it's not the case. There's crime. There's so many levels and degrees of crime. And just in the last week, you had a horrific stabbing on Duncan Avenue. You know, I don't know how you prevent something like that. You know, this guy stabbed his wife like 40 times. You know, I don't know what the family history is, were there, you know, domestic calls, were there protections orders taken out. You had the 2 young kids with the hit and run on Terrace Avenue going towards Secaucus Road. One of the kids was a parishioner at my church, St. Paul of the Cross. His funeral is Wednesday. at the church. Horrific, you know, 2 kids like 15 years old, they were riding on a bike and they got hit by the car. They're gone. Condolences to the family. Our prayers are with you. You know, I know the whole church is behind the family. And like I said, the funeral is Wednesday. He had a guy, you know, this happened, I think, last night. Somebody stabbed him in his bed up on Academy Street between Baldwin and Summit. Yeah, 65 Chinese restaurants closing up on Kennedy Boulevard. Somebody, you know, pushes the door in. Guy 65 years old, knocks him down, pistol whips him, and takes $300. Jim Shea, we probably have one of the best police departments, and Jim Shea should get a lot of the props for that. We have a lot of cops now. We're probably closing in on 900. Might even be more than that now. You can't blame the city for the crime. You know, the city does the best it can to try to prevent crime. But like the crimes we just reported, you know, crimes of opportunity, you know, they knew this guy's closing his store and he's leaving with some of the money and a whopping $300. They beat this guy. Domestic violence. But it gets in the papers and it makes Jersey City sound like, you know, it's a real cesspool here. It isn't. Now, the murders and the shootings, and predominantly most of those are up on MLK Drive in Ward F. Somehow, some way, we need to concentrate on that area. Now, again, we got a lot of new cops. I would not put any rookies up in that area yet. I wouldn't put rookies. You know, we talked to Jim Shea last week on how they introduced the rookie cops into the police, and you know, there's probably a degree of throwing them into the fire. I would do that a lot slower. You need some real experience up there in Ward F, but here's a place, Ward F, MLK Drive, that, you know, there's shootings every night up there. And that is one of the, you know, in this debate for Thursday here, it's one of the things I'll talk to Terrence about as the moderator. Somebody's got to come up with a real plan for that. What do you do about these crimes? Not only the ones I just talked about, you know, I don't know about the guy who was stabbed in his bed, you know, the domestic violence with the wife. Yeah, I don't know if they're protection orders, but when you know there are running gun battles on MLK pretty much every night, there are shootings up there, there's something we need to concentrate on. The people of Ward F, MLK Drive, and all the surrounding streets shouldn't live in fear every night. You shouldn't live with bars on your windows. There is something wrong with our community when you have to put bars on the windows of your house. Think about that. You're in jail because of the crime, and it's persistent crime every night. So I know we're going to bring Jimmy Shea in probably in another week or so. One of these questions, one of these interviews is going to focus on Ward F. And it'll probably be after the election. But I don't want to say anything that somebody can twist against Mayor Fulop or use favorably for Massachusetts or vice versa, whatever way you want to look at it, because Ward F was a crime problem during the Healy administration for 9 years. It was a crime problem during Glenn Cunningham, and Glenn Cunningham knew that area like the back of his hand. But he was always trying, Glenn was always trying something up on MLK. He had the police on patrol. I just seen that bus, too. We had the pop bus. I just seen it somewhere, and I was riding by, and it's de-identified now, but I knew that was the bus. Had Glenn lived to serve a second term, and we were talking about Cunningham versus Schundler, that sort of thing, I think he would have made an impact there. What Jim Shea needs to do is find that old PD playbook, the Glenn Cunningham playbook, and see what he was thinking of doing up in Ward F. All right, we're out of show. Remember Thursday night? Well, I'm back with the Hudson County Show on Thursday at noontime. Mayoral debate Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Channel 190. You be good, you be safe. I'll talk to you Thursday. Good night.